So you know how, when you have the kids at home or it's after school and you're busy, maybe you're at work still, and you're a little worried because they spend so much time on screens, on TV. But that's the best way to keep them occupied and keep them out of trouble sometimes, right? But it makes you feel guilty because you think they're spending too much time on screen. Well, today's guests have a solution for you. Meredith DePaolo created an app, Carrots and Cakes. You're going to love it because it's going to help you lose the mom guilt. So listen, and then don't forget to get your free copy because the app is free for 6 months. Don't miss it. Thank you for listening.
Tired, weary, frustrated? What would you be doing if you weren't raising children alone? What's stopping you from living your best life now? On SoloMoms Talk, I discuss with solo mothers the challenges you face raising children alone. So if you're a working solo mom dealing with independent children, insensitive bosses, weight and health issues, or even debt collectors, join us as we discover your path to get and stay healthy, increase your income, and live with joy and purpose.
In this battle of life, it's hard to keep your head above the water. So win this fight.
My guest today is Meredith DePaolo. Thanks for coming and speaking to us today, Meredith. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Rosemary. I'm really excited to be here.
Okay, all right. Before we get into what you do, can you tell us who you are? Who is Meredith?
Oh, who is Meredith? Fantastic question. I wish I knew exactly the answer, but I'm a mom. I have 2 little girls. I'm an American, but I live in Malaysia, and I've been living there for almost 15 years, actually. I've worked as a journalist. I've worked for CBS News, CBS Sports, HBO, Bloomberg, in the United States, in London, in the Middle East. I also work as a screenplay writer, and take care of my family. And I've created this app that I'm here to talk to you about.
Yes. Okay. So you're a busy mom and professional, and I appreciate you taking the time to come and speak with us today on SoloMoms Talk. So let's dive right into it. You created this app. Tell us about the app, but also tell us why you thought it was necessary to create it.
Okay, yeah. So I created an app called Carrots and Cake, which is a tool for parents, for moms, who want to get a handle on their kids' digital life, on their internet use, on their screen time use. And I think, the idea first came to me because I've got 2 little girls. And, when they were really young, I tried to, what I thought was model good behavior and try not just for them to see me on the phone all the time or see me on the computer all the time. Because I didn't want them to constantly be asking for devices, even though, technology, I'm not saying technology is bad. It's a part of our lives. But I wanted to push it off as long as I could. But then, of course, what happened to everyone in the world is COVID. And immediately we were told to stay at home. And the school said, and put your child in front of a laptop or a desktop or any device, because that's how they're going to be educated. Right. We don't know how long that's going to be for. So at that point, I had a 5-year-old and a 6-year-old who I was supposed to sit in front of, whatever device was available in the house for about 8 hours a day. And then, when they were finished with that, at least like the older one is, and then this went on for 2 years, they wanted time to play. They wanted time to be able to chat with their friends. So, I had a daughter that was in brownies, and the brownie meetings were on the computer. Everything, life became on the computer. And what I found was, when the kids wanted to come off, or when I told them it was time to come off, they would throw tantrums. So my really well-behaved, sweet little girls suddenly became monsters, and I wanted to tear my hair out. And, I appreciated that they were being quiet when they were on their devices. I needed that. I needed them to be quiet so I could concentrate, so I could get my work done, so I could cook dinner. But I also recognized that they needed more balance in their life, and I didn't see a solution. And my husband and I, we were both like at our wits' end, and we thought there had to be a better way for this. So we set out to create that better way. We thought if we couldn't find it, why don't we try to make it? And that's what we did as parents, to develop an app that would be good for, moms who don't want their kids online all the time, want them online some of the time, don't want tantrums, don't want negotiations. And that our solution is Carrots and Cake.
Okay. All right. Sounds interesting. But then the question is that you're trying to get them off screen. So how does the app help?
Right. Yeah. That's a great question. It's like, okay, you want them off the screen, but you created an app that they go on the screen in order to do that. So we're what we call a parental control learning. So what this you do is you go into the App Store. We're on iOS devices, and you download this. And what Carrots and Cake does, it goes on your family device or a device that you can share with your child, or if your child has their own device. And it allows the mom to pick out learning apps that she thinks will be instructional and beneficial for her child. So, and that doesn't just mean reading and mathematics, that it could be, something to do with science, or if they like arts and crafts, it could be their music lesson. It could be their homework. It could be meditation or even physical activity. What we're trying to do is encourage people to do things that have a high cognitive load, that don't give kids immediate dopamine hits. Those are like those little pleasure sensors that go off in your brain and leave you wanting more, which is the reason kids want to stay online longer and longer. So a parent picks 1, 2, 3 learning apps, and they say, okay, we want, Jessica to do these for each of these apps for 10 minutes a day. Okay. So then when Jessica opens her iPad, say it is, everything on that iPad is now locked down except for those 3 apps, those 3 learning apps that the parent chose. And then when Jessica does her 10 minutes on each of those apps, then her iPad unlocks and she gets her free time. That's what we would call the Kate. And that free time also is within a safe boundary. The parent says, okay, I want her to have free time for, 45 minutes. So for those 45 minutes, the child gets to express their agency, still make independent choices, still feel, like they have some freedom on the internet to go online and play their games or stream what they want to stream, within a safe environment. And then when their time is up, and it's over. And by having those high dopamine activity or those low dopamine activities first, and then the playtime and the high dopamine second, we're creating balance. And, we developed it with a whole bunch of doctors and scientists. And by creating the balance between the dopamine levels, this allows a child to learn self-regulation. So eventually, as you're doing this, they become more self-aware and are able to put the device down by themselves, to put it aside. Those struggles, those negotiations that you might have been having, those become less. The tantrums, they become less. And we find it's very collaborative between the child and the parent. And with a lot of our users, what we're finding is that, in the past, the parents bought learning apps. They're one of the most popular apps in the App Store. But, all the data says kids don't use them. It doesn't matter if it's the most expensive, best made educational app in the world. If the child goes on their device and they have the choice between, Khan Academy and Roblox or Minecraft or YouTube or Instagram, they immediately go for those things. And that makes sense. That's how kids are built. They want to go and do the things that are fun, the things that make them feel really good. They resist the things that are a little bit harder. And in this way, you're able to balance that. They're using those good apps, those learning apps that you bought them in the past. You finally can get your money's worth. And, also because there are no advertisements there, we're protecting them from notifications and, pop-ups and email, and we're blocking, texts coming in from their friends. They're doing that learning distraction free as well. So it really lets them focus.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I can see the benefit for the child and, the focus on getting them to focus on something tangible as opposed to just being, just watching a screen. But I think the number one benefit, what I look at, is the parent now has control.
Right. You're right. The parent is getting to make decisions in how their boys and girls are using the device. A lot of times, the devices themselves, it feels like, you could go to the store and you could buy an iPad, and couldn't Apple just easily say, this is a kid's iPad, and we've already made it safe and age appropriate, and the child, can't willy-nilly download things or buy things or Google something that is completely inappropriate, or an ad comes on and a little kid who can't even read can click on it and be taken someplace inappropriate.
Mm-hmm.
They could, but we're trying to take that pressure off the parent and make it easier for them, for moms, especially, to make sure their kids are getting a beneficial experience. And, when you listen to the studies, especially, as a mom, I'm the one who's like always on top of like, what are my kids, like, what's best for my kid? What should I do? What could I do more of? Cause I feel guilty all the time. I never feel like I'm doing enough. We all suffer from this mom guilt. And what I wanted Carrots and Cake to be was something to take that guilt away. So, because you've chosen good learning apps. And if you don't know what those learning apps are, you can go to our site, carrotsandcake.com, and we recommend, apps. We have we're not making any money off of recommending these apps. We've tested them. We know it's age appropriate. We know it's, if you want something that's, free, if you want something that costs $2, $3, if you want to spend more, if you don't want ads, we can point you in the right direction. And now, you don't have to stand over your child's device with them, because you can't be with them every minute of the day, and that, you probably know what I mean. Like, if you need to cook dinner, if you need to get work done, having them on a device can be the most valuable part of the day because they're quiet and you can think. So at least with Carrots and Cake, you don't have to feel guilt over it because you know that they're having a healthy and balanced approach to the screen time.
Right. Yes. I could see how that the app would be more beneficial than just plopping them in front of the TV, because you need time away from them. So yeah.
Exactly. And, one of the great things about technology is these apps. There's some terrific apps out there. And while TV, and I grew up on TV, I watched so much TV, I don't even want to tell you. TV is one-sided. You're not interacting with the TV. You're just watching the TV. With these apps, with the learning apps, you can, you're actually interacting with them in a positive way. A lot of them use machine learning, so they learn along with your child. So it's always at an appropriate level that's like pushing them to just the right amount. Or, it can even be apps that they use for homework. So if you're at work and they're getting off the school bus and they're coming inside and they're grabbing a snack, and probably the first thing they're going to do is turn on their laptop or their phone or whatever it is, you've set it up so they have to do their homework before anything else. So that homework is getting done while you're at the office.
Okay. All right, cool. So why Carrots and Cake?
Well, it was kind of like, the idea of you have to have your carrots before you get your cake. So you have, it's sort of the oldest parenting technique. Do your work before your treat, eat your broccoli before your cake. And to us, it was just like, it's part of a healthy, balanced existence. I don't like to use the word like reward system. So it's not like, oh, you have to do your hard work and then this is your time off. This is your reward. Well, actually, we should make time in our lives, the kids, the moms as well, like, good things and harder things. It's all part of life. It's all part of balance. And the carrot and the cake on your plate, we're trying to help families create balance that way also.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Now tell us where we can find out more about the app. I know you have a YouTube channel. So direct us to all that. Tell us all the places we could find you, and we'll put the links in the show notes. So
yeah, terrific. I think probably the best place for parents to find out more about Carrots and Cake is to go to our website, which is carrotsandcake.com. And we have a lot of parent resources there. We talk to a lot of experts. We have loads of videos with, screen time experts, digital wellness experts, child addiction specialists, psychologists, a lot of people that are just out there to support you because, you don't have all the answers. So we're trying to do what we can to put the answers in one place for you. So that's really the best place to go. That's also where you can download the app. At the moment, it's free, but we are going to be, we're going to be introducing a paid model soon. So I'd like, for any of your listeners, I want to give you a code to make sure that they get 6 months for free, that they don't have to pay for. So if you download the app and you use the special code Smarter Screens, just all one word, that will give you 6 months absolutely free to try it out, test it out, and if you really like it and you don't want to pay for it, give me an email and I'll probably give you another 6 months for free too. Because really, we want to hear people's feedback. We want to hear from real moms and real kids and how they're using this and how we can make it better, how it incorporates into people's life in the best, most positive way.
Okay. All right, cool. And thank you for that. And we'll put that code in the show notes and the link to your website in the show notes. So
terrific.
It sounds like a fun app. I'm going to recommend it to my son for my 2 granddaughters.
I mean, we're a bootstrap company. We're really new. It was introduced almost a year ago. We've been making some big strides, and it just feels really good to work on a project that is really just about helping families. I've been traveling around the US recently and talking to all these different organizations, the Children's Digital Wellness, Children's Digital Wellness, Fair Play Media for Kids. There's a lot of organizations out there that are trying to do, the best we can to help parents and kids. And, it's great to be a part of that.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So what is Meredith grateful for today?
Oh, wow. I guess I have to say I am 100% grateful for my family today. I got to spend the morning on the beach with my kids. We're on our summer vacation right now. And like I said at the beginning, I live in Malaysia, so I'm not in the United States all that much, but I had my nephews on the beach. My sister was there. My mother was there. And we just had, such a great day. And I'm really blessed to have so many terrific people in my life.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. In Malaysia, breathing all that fresh air.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm in New York City, so I'm just being cynical.
Well, yeah. I mean, how is the air? Are those wildfires from Canada still reaching down, or is it cleaner right now?
We haven't heard anything in a couple of days, so, but it's still summer, so who knows? Yeah. All right. I really appreciate you coming and talking to us today. And I always ask my guests, because this is a solo mom show, if you have one piece of advice for a solo mom, what would it be?
I would tell all solo moms, all women out there, don't feel that guilt. I feel like so many people are asking us to live up to certain expectations, and they are so difficult to meet. And you just can't feel guilty about that. We all do absolutely the best we can do. And you know what, Rosemary, I think that is enough.
Yeah. Lose the mom guilt. Thank you.
Lose the mom guilt. Put an end to it.
You know, my youngest son told me that the other day. That is just interesting.
Oh, awesome. I'm glad to hear that. He is such an enlightened young man.
Yes, that he is. Thank you. Thank you, Meredith DePaolo, for coming and speaking to us today. I really appreciate you. Any parting shots? Anything more you want to add about your business or anything like that?
Yeah, I guess I hope all your listeners, if they have young kids, especially kids from like 2 to 10, this is a great resource, Carrots and Cake. Reach out. Like, we're trying to make it as easy as possible for you. You can try it for free, see if you like it, see if it makes a positive impact on your family. And if it does, please reach out to us and let us know about it.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I really appreciate you coming and sharing your expertise with us. And I'm looking forward to exploring your app, and hopefully our guests our audience will pick it up as well. Especially now that it's free.
Let me know what you think. Yeah, exactly. You have nothing to lose. Give it a shot. Especially these endless days of summer, Give it a shot. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
SoloMoms Talk was designed to curate the stories of SoloMoms globally. As a facilitator of this platform, I aim to create a peaceful environment where you can share your heart, feel loved, and get the advice you need. So if this sounds like you, why not RSVP for our next virtual meetup? The link is below. It's where you can retreat from the chaos of your life so you can recharge, connect with other moms, and get answers to your burning questions. Remember, you're not alone and you don't have to parent in silence.